Clippers, Nuggets, Game 7 tonight. Best words in basketball. How the Clippers win right here. And before you freak out and think that I'm telling you that the Clippers are going to win and you get all mad if you're a Nuggets fan, no, this is not a prediction. This is just showing you how they would win. And I will flip it if you want to make sure you thumb up and subscribe so you also see the Nuggets version, because I did flip it, show it from their perspective as well, show you how they win tonight. If there's one thing I am reasonably confident about, I do think tonight will be a really close game. I think the line's 7.5. Maybe think about taking Denver then, but I do think it'll come down to the wire at that point. Basically a coin toss. I'd be really surprised if the Clippers didn't find a way to pull it out with everything they have riding on this series. But again, should be a great game tonight. Make sure you tune in and catch me on Hot Mic. Let's dive in again. Here we go with the film. How do the Clippers get it done? Zubac got switched onto Jamal Murray. This is less than 2 minutes into the game. Murray's going to pass the ball. What does Zubac do? He's going to do what big men do, wander back into the paint. Can't do that. If you're switched on Jamal Murray, you have to know, unless Paul George comes right here and shoves you and totally switches back, you cannot just drift back into the paint, giving Jamal Murray a wide open three less than 2 minutes into the game, put Denver up 6-0. That's when Doc talks about sense of urgency, knowing what's going on, being ready to play. That can't happen. All right? Good coverage there on the pick and roll. Patrick Beverley, got to keep defending without fouling. And then here, we see it again. This is the peel back switch. This is what we'll see later in the game. They didn't always do every time. So whenever a guard gets downhill, big takes him, Paul George peels back off to Jokic. Otherwise, Jokic is going to have a wide open pop three here. This is good defense. You live with Jeremy Grant taking contested long twos. That's perfect. Zubac, you see him. He made a concerted effort, try to deny Jokic's catches, push him out a little bit further. Great job here. That's what you want to do. Don't let him command the ball right from the top or the elbows. You got to push him further out. They're going to turn it into a pick and roll, pick and pop. You can't deny him the ball forever. All right, he gets the ball. He's going to go second side here with Jamal Murray. Again, peel back switch. Good execution right here. Zubac taking him, Kawhi taking Jokic. But then sometimes getting a little too cute, a little too complicated. Kawhi, as Jokic cuts away, is going to try to go back and take Murray again. But Jokic, seeing that, is just going to come right back, right into the middle of the paint before Zubac could possibly get back to him and have a wide open floater. Keep it simple. Can't overcomplicate the game. Do things that your teammates aren't ready for. Good defense so far there by Kawhi. Now they're not going to stop playing. Jamal Murray gets the handoff here. Shamet, you can go underneath some of them. That's all right. This one, he goes over. Zubac, good job again. Peel back switch. Shamet's job now. If Jokic rolls, you got to block him out. Good. Get a piece of him. Clippers, go get the rebound. That's how it needs to look. Good execution. Good block out. 8-point lead, start the second quarter. They need more. Good sets like this. Doc Rivers, floppy, throwback, high pick and roll. Denver gets aggressive on pick and roll coverage. You hit Harrell on the short roll, swing, corner three. Good execution, good design. More of that. Even if you don't have everything diagrammed, fine, play basketball. Harrell, they're not worried about him shooting, so that's fine. Patrick Beverley, go do things like this. Say, okay, I'm coming to screen for Paul George. Just that little action, that little confusion, forces two Denver players in here, creates a wide open three for Paul George. Good offense, good movement. Again, up 7, early second quarter. You're fine. Good intensity to start the game now, at least by this point. Paul George, good job navigating underneath the screen on Monty Morris. Harrell, good hands. JaMychal Green, good job denying Michael Porter Jr. on the cuts. You know their bigs are passers. Look at Harrell. That's how you take away their passes. That's how you take away Jamal Murray making a good pass out of this trap. That's 4 high hands on the ball. Good. Rotate JaMychal Green. Rotate by Paul George. High hands. Defense collapsing. 24-second violation. That's the kind of defense they have to play. But then, come on. Pat Beverley is the emotional leader of this team. He's the only one. He gave like a little JV high school fist bump. Where's everybody else? Come on, be excited. This is to go to the Western Conference Finals. How about a little enthusiasm? Nobody else showing any passion. Come on, you just got a 24-second violation. Show some intensity. Let's go. That's a big play. Kawhi, here, there you go. Jamal Murray, a little banged up. Kawhi should be guarding him almost all game. There you go. That's using your length. That's being the lockdown defender that you are. Paul George, shot fake and the foul. Paul George playing in a little pistol action. Good shot, but what I really loved about this play, look where Kawhi is. You can mix it up with him. He's in the dunker right now. So Paul George misses. He's just going to duck in, go get the rebound. There you go. Easy two for him. Again, you're in really good shape here. Early third quarter. Big lead. Paul Millsap's going to drive. Paul George sees, okay, I'm guarding Grant. Not a great shooter in the corner. Come over and help. Show him a wall. High hands. Get the steal. Good defense. Again, still up big. Kawhi, again, good job navigating underneath on the handoff. And then again on the rescreen. Jamal Murray, though, is able to turn the corner. Look who's in there again, though. Paul George. This is being locked in defensively. Again, guarding Grant. He's on the help line. He comes all the way over, gets the block. I know people thought this was a foul. The announcer said it was a foul. It's not really true. If you block a layup attempt like this and get the ball first, you're allowed contact underneath. That's what happens on layups when you go in there in some traffic. And then Paul George, fine. Defense to offense. There you go. Create your own offense from your defense. This is what you can't have. Again, in good shape here, up big, early third quarter. Marcus Morris, you're guarding Paul Millsap. This is once again to go to the Western Conference Finals. He can't just cut right behind you for a layup. Wake up. They need him to be alert. Pat Beverly, again, defend without fouling. They need you late game. Doc's got to manage his fouls better, manage his minutes so he doesn't foul out with 10 minutes to go. That's good defense. That's what he does. That's showing your hands. They didn't execute the peel back switch here. This one was a little bit quick. Tough to always recognize. But you know what? Paul George again recognizes. Great stunt. Takes away Jokic shooting. Look at the weak side. Marcus Morris and Kawhi zoning up on the weak side. Kawhi recovering. Marcus Morris, that time he's in the right spot. Zubac closing out under control. Straight up, not fouling, contesting. Great defense, but then that's a dagger. You can't have this. Paul George, I've been praising you so much. Millsap's behind you right here. You got to find him right away and block out. Can't end up on the wrong side. Those possessions are devastating when you play great defense with 24, 30 seconds, and then they get an offensive rebound. Jokic ends up going to the free throw line. Again, good defense by Paul George here. Gets a steal. This has got to be a basket. This is a 2-on-1 with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi, go to the rim. Why are you backing back out here? They didn't end up scoring there. You got to execute. Paul George, again, gave you lots of praise. This is a slip out of a high pick and pop. This is an open shot. Shoot the ball. And then he's calling for Harrell to come up and set the pick and roll, put Jokic in it. JaMychal Green comes up. No, tell him to go away. We want Jokic in the pick and roll. We don't want Millsap. That's an easier switch for the defense. Millsap is much better than Jokic is guarding one-on-one. Put Jokic in every pick and roll. Put Michael Porter Jr. in him, not Millsap. Speaking of Millsap, come on, JaMychal Green. Fouling in the third quarter, a huge issue. What are you doing? You're allowed one arm bar when his back's to you. When he's facing you, though, this is literally two hands right on his chest. That's as easy a call as can be. Making it too easy for the refs. Paul George, that's sacrifice. That's coming over to take a charge. But then again, I saw somebody tweet, Clippers are like co-workers. Lakers are a team. And as sad as it is, kind of true. Look at Kawhi. Kind of just, okay, points. Everybody else kind of just walking around. That's a freaking charge to go to the Western Conference Finals. Come on. Doc should not be the most excited person here. Somebody show some more enthusiasm. Somebody show some passion. I know it's hard without the home court, without the real fans, but you got to find a way to get yourself going. This is a fast break. 3-on-2, 2-on-1, whatever it is, that's executing. You got to capitalize. Speaking of executing, this is huge. 3 seconds to go in the third quarter. Chance to go up 4 going into the fourth. Harrell's wide open on a lob play. Landry Shamet, horrible pass. Come on, if you're the inbounder, you got to take responsibility. You got to deliver that ball. That needs to be there. And then Kawhi, we know, he needs to play like the best player on the court. Straight up. Can't take 18 shots. needs to stay in attack mode all night long and show you why, again, he was the Finals MVP last season, why he's the best two-way player in the league. That's what he should be. There can't be any more of this conversation. Is Jokic the best player in this series? Kawhi needs to act like it and step up and dominate the game from the start. Get these catches in transition, get dunks, get layups, get open threes. Paul George, he did a good job in attack mode from the start. First quarter, great. First quarter, pull-up, great. Second quarter, Michael Porter Jr. can't guard you. Good job getting the switch you wanted. Get to your spot. Perfect. Pick and roll. This time they're going to step up late. Jokic steps up. Dump it off to the big. Perfect. Little Kawhi high pick and roll. Paul George rotating behind. Big three. Big shot. Early fourth quarter. Big three, big shot. That was about it. He needs to touch the ball more. He's got to get himself involved. He's got to stay aggressive. And then Michael Porter Jr., what they're trying to do is not have him switch on to Kawhi. So Kawhi's got to get rid of this ball quickly like he does here. That's how you beat the hedge, the trap. What they're doing, get rid of the ball to JaMychal Green, attack the dead spots, make the extra pass. That's how the Clippers will win tonight. Thanks for watching. Make sure you thumb up, subscribe, and check out the Nuggets version of this video.